a big round of applause for all of our speakers. Woo! I am so humbled and filled with gratitude for my daughter Madeline for getting up to speak, for Council Member Vicki Vinker, for Board Members Shawnick Darb and Shauna Siegel, for Mayor Gerstone, for my former colleague and friend Leah Rustin. I'm also so grateful for our band for playing, including my husband who just got off a plane from New York and came directly here from the airport. From my mom who arranged to be here and plaster the neighborhood with flyers for this event. For my dear friends who helped put together this kickoff, and for all of you who came. So thank you. So why am I here? I'm here because I care. My guess is that's why you're here as well. We're all here because we care. And we don't just kind of care, we really care. We care about our community, we care about our kids. I was talking to Assemblymember Mark Berman last week, and he said to me, people will yell at you over where to put a stop sign, but they'll hurt you over where to put their kid. So I stand here first and foremost as an engaged parent. I have a middle schooler at Green. I have a son in Spanish immersion at Escondido. I've been a volunteer throughout the district, room parent for the last 3 years, PTA council, served on an ad hoc board committee. I also started, where's Allie, my co-chair in the gun violence prevention work, outreach across our school sites. What also brings me here is a deep commitment to education and service, which starts in a way maybe even before I was born. I come from a family of educators on both sides, at least 4 generations back in 2 different lines. My great-grandmother taught in a one-room schoolhouse. On a different side, my great-grandfather also taught, and during the Depression, he moved his family. My grandmother actually grew up living at the school where her dad taught. Both my parents refused to retire from teaching and are still in the classroom. So is my sister. So is my husband. I spent 2 years teaching law students, and now a large part of my job is teaching law and policy to others and writing textbooks on laws that affect immigrant youth, women, and families. So I've spent my whole life surrounded by educators. I understand their challenges, their goals, and I have always shared in their commitment to service for our children and our community. As a young high schooler, I worked with youth from across the city to discuss racism, anti-Semitism, and marginalization. I moved here to go to Stanford for college, writing my thesis on the fall of the Berlin Wall. Same topic, different angle. What divides us, and how can we come back together again? After college, I moved to former East Germany to study and fight the rise of neo-Nazism, working with youth on issues of belonging. It was this work that convinced me to come back to the States to go to Harvard Law School and become an immigration lawyer. I began my career representing unaccompanied minors. To be a child's lawyer means to represent them not just before family court in their guardianship proceedings, not just before the immigration court in their deportation proceedings, but oftentimes also in their family's appointment to get CalFresh food benefits, to address bullying at school, or to attend their IEP with them at school. I moved from representing kids here in Santa Clara County to teaching at Stanford Law School to, for the last decade, doing policy work at a nonprofit in San Francisco. In this role, I no longer represent youth directly, but I advocate on their behalf for youth, women, and families at all levels. What does this mean? A few examples. I helped pass a bill that went into effect this year, increasing services for immigrant victims of crimes. I helped pass a previous bill strengthening confidentiality provisions for youth in California. And before that, a bill allowing certain kids to stay in juvenile and dependency courts until age 21 instead of aging out at age 18. At the national level, I've successfully pushed for better policy guidance for how kids can become citizens and opportunities for dreamers and high school graduates. I know how to get things done, and I know that all change starts local. It's not just about standing for the right things, it's about being able to implement an agenda with an often really difficult legal and regulatory environment we're in. I have done exactly that, full-time, for more than a decade. So I want to talk with you about the issues I really care about here in PAUSD. This is a great district with engaged parents, and I want to work to make it even better for all kids. Here are the issues we need to take further action on. Number one, safety for all children. We must invest in mental health, special needs services, strong protocols to address hate speech and bullying, screen use guidelines in school, bike safety, and gun violence prevention. Every child deserves to feel safe and supported. Number two. Number two, success for all. Our schools must serve every student and offer opportunities for all children to excel. I am committed to thinking creatively and collaboratively about how to achieve this. And number three, trust and community. I understand that meaningful relationships with parents, teachers, students, and community members are essential. I am committed to ongoing dialogue and will do so by attending community events, being available for input and concerns, including parents in certain decision-making, and convening district-wide events and meetings on issues that arise. I believe my personal, legal, and policy experience makes me uniquely qualified to tackle these issues. I would be honored to serve on your school board. Thank you.